Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So I went to go see Black Adam. So is this a bad movie? No. Is it a good movie? No. It's got some highs, it's got some lows, it's kind of just an okay movie. But before we get started, be sure to hit that thumbs up button if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel. I'm currently working my way through the MCU movies. And if you want to help support and grow the channel, check the link in the description below. You can buy me a cup of coffee. Alright, now let's get into my review of Black Adam. So let's just get it out of the way. Spoilers if you haven't seen the movie or the end credits scene. Definitely go watch that before you watch this video. But I'm sure a lot of you have heard about the super cameo at the end. So let's talk about it. So the end credit scene, we get a drone hologram version of Amanda Waller basically telling Black Adam to stay where he's put and don't, do anything. And he says, no one on this planet can stop me. And she says something like, I know beings from other planets. And then in walks in Superman. And he says, Black Adam, we need to talk. Something like that. So that's this big Superman cameo that we get. Most of the end credit scene is actually Amanda Waller. It's just about like 5 seconds of Superman coming in and says like 2 lines of dialogue. It's still pretty cool to see him back on the big screen. The suit looks great, nice and bright. I've always liked Henry Cavill as Superman, so it's kind of an exciting scene. But yeah, that's basically the big cameo scene, and it is kind of cool, so definitely stay and check it out. So this movie is basically the origin story of the character Black Adam. His name, although they never call him Black Adam, his name is actually Teth Adam, and that's what they call him throughout the movie. But the movie opens with this narration of the history of the original character of Teth Adam, and they kind of mislead you into thinking he's one character and not the other. And then he's chosen by the wizards and to become, he says the word Shazam, and he becomes, the champion of the people for his ancient Middle Eastern city of Kahndaq. And it's kind of an interesting opening because I don't know that we need it. I don't know if it's necessary because they constantly repeat the same story throughout the movie. And then eventually we get to the actual truth of the movie, and that Teth Adam was the father of the son who became the champion, but then the son transferred his powers to Teth Adam, and then the Emperor King guy killed the son. So we do get the original history, and it is kind of a cool reveal, but I don't know if we need this whole opening narration if we're just going to repeat the whole thing throughout the movie. But it does open up with that, of these like slaves digging in like the sand, the white sand, and they're like covered in dust and sand and stuff, which really reminded me of the music video for the Smashing Pumpkins song Bullet with Butterfly Wings. And it must have reminded other people because as soon as we cut to modern day, they play the song Bullet with Butterfly Wings. So I thought that was pretty funny because I called it in my head before the song even came up. And I'm a big Smashing Pumpkins fan, so I was happy to see the song in there. I just thought it was kind of an interesting connection. So not only do we get introduced to Black Adam for the first time, we also get introduced to the JSA, the Justice Society of America, led by Carter Hall, aka Hawkman. And I basically know these characters kind of from the CW, DC shows a little bit familiar with it. So Amanda Waller from the Suicide Squad movies recruits the JSA to go take care of Black Adam over in Kahndaq. And so we meet Dr. Fate, played by Pierce Brosnan. We meet Cyclone and Atom Smasher. And out of the 4 of them, I think I like Dr. Fate the most. He kind of reminds me of like Doctor Strange meets Mysterio. And it's also Pierce Brosnan, and he's just a great actor. So he's got some good lines and some good moments in the movie. So I think I like Dr. Fate the most. Hawkman was a little bit too aggressive for me with his like alpha male energy, and I didn't really feel like the Hawkman, I think, and he never explained his powers or what his powers are. And he's like, has the wings that like can apparently withstand like any bomb blast and doesn't kill him. So I wish they would have explained that a little bit. Then we get Cyclone, who is here. I'm not sure if I like the way they visualize her powers. She kind of seems like a green energy Scarlet Witch almost. So I wish they kind of be a little more creative, and they always play like this twinkle music every time they show her like green, turquoise, blue powers. But she's okay character. She's also supposed to be really smart. And then Atom Smasher, he's a little bit too goofy and bumbling. And I mean, I'm kind of with Amanda Waller. She's like, these people should probably not be on this mission to take out Black Adam because they are not ready. And then Hawkman's always like, I'm going to have a talk with you, Atom Smasher. We never get to talk. That could have been a fun end credits post scene. But the JSA is okay. We spend a lot of time with JSA versus Black Adam. Almost too much time, I would say. Then we get this family of characters, the mom, the son, the uncle. And I was excited to see Sarah Shahi originally in this movie because I loved her role on Person of Interest. I thought she was great on that show. But unfortunately, she doesn't really do anything here. I had heard rumors that she may have become a certain DC Egyptian goddess character, maybe in future movies. But yeah, here she I think she literally repeats the same lines of dialogue. I'm not sure. But she doesn't really do much, and it's a little disappointing. And then her son character, he's kind of annoying. He's just a kid, always on a skateboard for some reason. And the uncle is just comedic relief. But I guess they're supposed to represent Teth Adams' family that he lost like 5,000 years ago, so that's why he chooses to protect them or something. I think she might even play his wife in the past or something. It looks very similar. I will say there is some really awesome action scenes here. Black Adam kills a lot of people, both intentionally and just like through reckless behavior. So that was kind of a little shocking. But yeah, anytime there's action, yeah, I'm really having a lot of fun. I think that The Rock does a great job. Just, you can feel his physical presence. He's very commanding, and he feels very like super powerful and intimidating. And just the way the character moves and the way he uses his powers and everything, it's really cool, and it's very like he is like a powerful super being. And I kind of like that. So anytime we're like focusing on the action, this movie's like doing pretty good. I like it. Alright, so now for the bad. Well, that's basically the whole plot of the movie. It just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Like I said, we spent almost too much time fighting the JSA, and we don't really spend enough time developing the villains or the villain characters and the motives. The main villain, Sabak, he is non-developed at all. So basically, Jafar character is an ancient 5,000-year-old descendant of the king that killed Teth Adams' family or something. So he's trying to get the crown of Sabak, which is never explained. The crown has an inscription on it that makes no sense, and the heroes don't figure out what it means until it's too late. So Jafar becomes the champion of the underworld. When he says Sabak, he becomes the devil. And yeah, that's basically it. It's all pretty bad, underdeveloped stuff. And I think it's mentioned in the beginning in that flashback about the king trying to get this rare metal that also makes no sense and turn it into the crown to become the Sabak, or is never explained. And I think Sabak stands for something like Shazam stands for all these heroes or whatever. And I don't know what Sabak stands for. So, yeah, all the stuff with the villain is pretty bad. I mean, I called the character turn from the beginning. As soon as that guy was shady, I was like, yeah, he's a bad guy. So, and it is the actor that plays Jafar in the live-action Aladdin movie. So, that basically he's Jafar again. They do show the Council of Wizards a little bit more in detail. Like we got in the Shazam movie, we had the one wizard that gave him Billy Batson the powers. This one we get to see all of the wizards and stuff, and so that's pretty cool, keeping up with the continuity of the mythology. But the Shazam character is, like the Billy Batson version, is never mentioned. And also, where have the JSA been this whole time if they've been around in the DC? This movie doesn't really feel like it belongs with the other DC EU movies. Kind of feels like its own standalone thing. Like JSA come out of nowhere with their like X-Men mansion and ship, and then also like the bad guys inner gang, they have like these flying bike thingies. And like, where's the technology at in the rest of the world? So yeah, overall this movie has some good moments. It's got some good comedy in there too. The Rock delivers a couple of kind of funny lines. The one about sarcasm is pretty cool. It's a little bit too long for the kind of movie it is. I think they could have definitely trimmed some stuff down for sure. At one point, it almost felt like they could have just ended the movie. But then we have to get the whole ending with Sabak. So, yeah, this thing could have been trimmed out a lot. And also could have gone through a couple more rewrites because the plot just doesn't make any sense. And I know they're trying to say some sort of theme about this oppressed city needing to rise up and revolt, but that really isn't what the movie's trying to do. So it's kind of just all over the place. It's like they had a ton of ideas, and they just found the best way they thought they could make it work rather than get rid of ideas. So yeah, that's kind of the bad part. I mean, I do like The Rock in the role. I did like some of the JSA characters. I liked the fight scenes. The action was great. And yeah, so we'll see if this gets a sequel, and we'll see if it continues. If this movie does really well, I'm sure it probably will. I think a lot of us would like to see Black Adam fight Superman. But yeah, this is not the worst of the DC movies. There is definitely a lot of fun in here. I don't know exactly where I would rank it right now, but yeah, I had some good fun. I mean, I definitely think I'm a little more critical in the review, but watching it, I definitely had a good time. It's just kind of, on reflection, you tend to point out the bad stuff, but in the moment, you have a good time watching it. So yeah, there's some good stuff in here. I definitely would check this out if you're a DC or Rock fan, for sure. So that's my review of Black Adam. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and until next time, let them know the Man in Black sent you. Bye.